हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स माइंड में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं आज की करंट अफेयर्स। यूनियन होम मिनिस्टर अमित शाह इनॉग्रेट्स एंड लेज द फाउंडेशन स्टोन फॉर वेरियस डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स। Union Home Minister and Minister of Corporation Shri Amit Shah inaugurated and laid the foundation and stone for various development projects worth approximately 66 crore in Gujarat's Sansad Assembly constituency via video conferencing forum, New Delhi. The Home Minister highlighted that projects in Sansad are focusing on roads, drinking water, healthcare, sanitization, and afforestation. He said irrigation and drinking water issues affecting 111 villages in the region are being resolved, with the first phase of works nearing completion at a cost of rupees 750 crore. Additional works worth about 1,000 crore are also underway to ensure water supply to households and fields. Shah underlined that industrial growth will further transform Sansad, adding that once the Dholera Special Investment Region becomes operational, the area will emerge as Gujarat's most industrially developed tehsil. He also announced that chip manufacturing by Micron Technology will soon begin in Sansad, following unveiling of India's first indigenous 32-bit processor chip Vikram 32 at Semicon India 2025. In Sansad, 29 projects were inaugurated and foundation stones for 23 others were laid, covering sectors such as roads, rural infrastructure, afforestation, and school development. Cabinet approves doubling of Bhagalpur-Dumka-Rampurath signal railway line section in Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs chaired by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has approved the doubling of Bhagalpur-Dumka-Rampurath signal railway line section 177 km in Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal with total cost of 3169 crores approx. The project, covering 5 districts in 3 states, that is Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal, will increase the existing network of Indian Railways by about 177 kilometers. Project section also provides rail connectivity to prominent destinations such as Devghar Baba, Vedanath Dham, Tarpeeth, Shakti Peeth, etc., attracting pilgrims and tourists from across the country. Multi-tracking projects will enhance connectivity to approx 441 villages and about 28.72 lakh population and three aspirational districts, Banka, Goda and Dumka. This is an essential route for transportation of commodities such as coal, cement, fertilizers, bricks and stones, etc. The capacity augmentation works will result in additional freight traffic of magnitude 15 mtpa million tons per annum. The railway, being environment friendly and energy efficient mode of transportation, will help both in achieving climate goals and minimizing logistics cost of the country. Reduce oil import 5 crore liters and lower CO2 emissions 24 crore kilogram. Ministry of Travel Affairs launched beta version of Adi Sanskrit, a digital learning platform for travel art forms. The Ministry of Travel Affairs today unveiled the beta version of Adi Sanskrit, a pioneering digital learning platform for travel art forms, preserving heritage, enabling livelihoods, and connecting India's travel communities with the world at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi during the National Conference on Adi Karmyogi Abhiyan. The platform was formally launched by the Honourable Minister of State for Travel Affairs, Shri Durga Das, UK, unveiling a new digital era for the preservation and promotion of travel, culture and heritage. Unveiling hidden diversity in Aspergillus section nigri by Indian scientists, introducing two new species from the Western Ghats. Researchers from the MACS Agharkar Research Institute in Pune, an autonomous institute of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, have identified two novel species of Aspergillus section nigri, commonly known as black aspergillus. Aspergillus the Palkari and Aspergillus particia wiltshire and reported the first geographic record of two black aspergilles, A. aculeatinus and A. Aspergillus brunvulicus from soil samples collected from the Western Ghat. कुछ नहीं है, ये एक तरीके का क्या होता है, फंगई होता है, एस्परजिलस जो होता है, ठीक है। ये नई स्पीसी मिली है कहाँ पे, वेस्टर्न घाट्स में। इसके बाद आ जाते हैं कैबिनेट नोट टू कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ 4 लेन मोकामा मुंगेर रोड प्रोजेक्ट इन बिहार। The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs chaired by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved the construction of 4 lane greenfield SS controlled Mokama Munger section of the Buxar Bhagalpur High Speed Corridor Bihar on hybrid annuity mode HAM with a total project length of 82.400 km and total capital cost of rupees 4407.38 crores. The section passes through and provides connectivity to important regional cities such as Mokama, Bahariya, Lakhisaray, Jamalpur, Munger connecting to Bhagalpur. Macron names ally Sebastien Lecornu as new French PM. President Emmanuel Macron has named close ally Sebastien Lecornu as the new French Prime Minister 24 hours after a vote of confidence ousted Francois Bayrou as head of government. Lecornu, 39, was among the favorites to take over, and he has spent the past 3 years as Armed Forces Minister, focusing on France's response to Russia's war in Ukraine. Sebastien Lecornu has been appointed France's fifth Prime Minister in less than 2 years. Lecornu entered politics at 19, becoming the country's youngest parliamentary assistant. He served in several local and regional political positions as a member of the conservative Les Republicains party before joining Macron's centrist movement in 2017 when he was appointed Secretary of State to the Minister for the Ecological and Inclusive Transition. Irfan Ali, re-elected for second term as Guyana's president. Guyana's president Irfan Ali has been re-elected for a second term according to the country's electoral body, after a vote that gave his party a mandate to manage the South American nation's newfound oil riches amid a territorial dispute with Venezuela. Ali's re-election comes after the country of 8 lakh people reaped 7.5 billion windfall from oil sales and royalties since ExxonMobil started pumping offshore oil in late 2019, making Guyana one of the world's fastest growing economies. Dr. Geetawani Rayasam assumes charge as Director CSIR NISCPR. Dr. Geetawani Rayasam assumed charge as charge as the new director of CSIR National Institute of Science Communication and Policy Research NISCPR. NISCPR has to play an important role in shaping national and international STI policy by moving beyond conventional approaches and focusing on the needs of the time, she remarked, highlighting the term theme of connecting the unconnected. Dr. Rayasam said NISPR should act as a role model for the Global South and the world, catering to the entire science and technology community. World Suicide Prevention Day 2025, 10 September. On 10 September 2025, Sri Lanka joins the world in observing World Suicide Prevention Day, first established in 2003 by the International Association for Suicide Prevention (IASP) and the World Health Organization (WHO). The day is dedicated to raising awareness, reducing stigma, and emphasizing the urgent message that suicide is preventable. The global theme for 2024-26, Changing the Narrative on Suicide, calls for moving beyond silence and stigma toward a culture of openness, understanding, and support. It also highlights the need for stronger mental health policies, wider access to services, and evidence based interventions that can save lives. Major US green card routes shut till October 1. Indians face longer waits. The US State Department, in conjunction with US Citizenship and Immigration Services (USCIS), has announced that the EB3 skilled workers, professionals, and other workers and EW other workers employment-based green card categories have reached their numerical caps for fiscal year 2025. As a result, no new green cards will be issued under these categories until October 1, 2025, when the new fiscal year begins. This move follows earlier announcements that the EB1 priority workers and EB2 professionals with advanced degrees or exceptional ability categories had also hit their limits. For many Indian nationals, this adds to already long wait times in securing permanent residency through employment based pathways. NBFC loans to grow 15 to 17% in fiscal year 26 on GST reforms, liquidity boost ICRA. The loan book of non-banking finance companies (NBFCs) in India is expected to grow 15 to 17% in the financial year 2025-26 financial 26 on GST reforms and improved liquidity conditions, according to rating agency ICRA. Their credit expanded 17% in fiscal year 25 and 24% in fiscal year 24, respectively. The recent goods and services tax (GST) rates cut would support credit expansion for banks and NBFCs in the near term, ICRA said in a statement. Asset quality stress in retail and micro, small and medium enterprises (MSME) segments resulted in slower growth for private sector banks and NBFCs. With improvement in economic activity after GST rate cuts, the growth appetite will improve, which will support the credit offtake, said ICRA's co-group head Financial Sector Ratings Anil Gupta. Loans to small businesses and unsecured personal and consumption loans stand at approximately 34% of the total NBFC credit, 35 trillion rupees has March 2025. Non-life insurance premium up 1.6% in August on crop insurance drag. Non-life insurers reported subdued year-on-year growth, 1.63% in premiums, reaching 24,953 crore in August, largely due to a decline in the crop insurance business. According to General Insurance Company data, general insurers recorded 4.26% year-on-year growth to rupees 20,488.38 crore, while standalone health insurers SAHIs posted 4.01% growth to rupees 3,357.66 crores. India's outbound FDI down to $2.1 billion in August, shows RBI data. India's outward foreign direct investment (FDI) in August moderated to $2.1 billion from $3.4 billion in the same month last year. Sequentially, it declined sharply against $4.1 billion in July, according to the data from the Reserve Bank of India (RBI). Outbound FDI expressed as a financial commitment com- comprises three components: equity, loans, and guarantees. Equity fell to $939.6 million in August compared to $1.2 billion a year ago and $1.7 billion in July. Debt loans was at $510.3 million in August from $682.1 million in August last year. It was also lower than $737.2 million recorded in July. Guarantees for overseas units moderated sharply to $647.8 million in August from $1.5 billion a year ago and $1.64 billion in July. The data on key investment by companies showed Tata is still committed an equity infusion of $355 million in its Singapore-based wholly owned subsidiary Tata Steel Holding. Pharma sector entity Jadis MedTech committed $232.6 million in its wholly owned subsidiary in France. It consists of $230.3 million of guarantees and $2.3 million in equity. Automotive sector entity Samvardhana Motherson International committed investment in the form of debt bought 230.3 million in a joint venture in the नीदरलैंड्स। और इसी के साथ करंट अफेयर्स हो जाती है समाप्त।